You know what else I really enjoy to talk about, Bueller, is viewer comments. And that's why we always encourage our community to comment down below, because you never know who's going to be on the mic. We may source comments from any videos, and Bueller, you'll be on the show again in the future. So make sure to comment down in today's video for anything to Bueller too, because we'll be sourcing comments from this video eventually as well. But let's take a look at a comment from last week's video. This is from Opus Garza. He says, I always find it funny that every time Tom brings up the first appearance of Wolverine, the controversy, Ryan transforms into a sleepy time Ryan. His eyes get heavy, his speech slows down a little, and you hear a lot more of his half-word outbursts, LOL. More Wolverine content, Tom. Keep it coming.
Opus knows what he's talking about. You can never have enough content about Wolverine. The conversation about his first appearance will go on forever. It's been going on forever, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. The fact that Ryan gets so upset about it, and he looks like he just got off the bus, and it just looks horrible. It is funny. I know exactly what he's talking about.
I love bringing it up to him, Bueller. It's the funniest thing. Whenever I tell him, we got some more like real first appearances to discuss, it's because there's so much pressure, Bueller. We're going through, we want to be super accurate in the comic books that we discuss. People pay a lot of money for these things. And there's polarizing subjects here, the communities get split, and we're here just delivering information we think is interesting, but the pressure's real, and it could be a little exhausting because we spend a lot of time going through pages of comics to confirm these appearances. What comic is it in this run? Let's go through the whole run and figure it out. And it gets tiring, man, but we put in the work for the comic book community. Let's take a look at this next comment. Bueller, you spotted this one and wanted to discuss it.
Sure. So the next comment we have is from Mr. Fries 9983. He says, question, Chris Claremont is coming to my LCS for free comic book day and is signing one book for free for everyone. Any suggestions on a minor, affordable key that will benefit from his signature?
Ooh, I really enjoyed that question. Now, the first thing I want to know, Bueller, is what comic book would you suggest? And then I also want to know why you picked this question.
Well, I got to say the book I'm going to pick on this one is going to be Wolverine #1 by Chris Claremont. It's one of my favorite books in my collection. And not only that, it's signed also by Chris Claremont. And you know what? This is an affordable book. I mean, this goes for under $100, and it's a classic one. It's got a great cover. Tom, have you read this one before?
Of course, I've read it, man. It's a 4-issue miniseries. Frank Miller bringing the heat. I mean, it's a classic run. Everybody needs it in their collection and needs to read it. And you know what? If you get that Chris Claremont signature, it's going to be needing that Miller signature next. So maybe a good one to grab.
Yeah, Tom, this one is a classic. And I got to tell you, the reason I picked it is because this is the book I got signed at that Comic-Con that we went to. It's the one where we hosted the panel for Chris Claremont. He signed this for me, and we're going to talk about it at the end of the show.
Yeah, Bueller convinced me to talk about one of the most embarrassing moments that I've had when doing the Comic Tom show. We hosted a panel with Chris Claremont, did the interview on stage in front of 70 plus people and made a fool out of ourselves. But we're going to save it for the after show. Once the camera shut off, the mics keep going on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher. I just want to also mention, if he's doing a free signature, which is unusual, isn't it? I mean, for the last 4 times I've seen Chris, he's charged for signatures.
We did his panel, and I had to pay $10 for him to sign this book.
He charged you?
Yeah, he charged me $10 after we did his panel.
The following Emerald City that we did, I actually had him sign something for me, and I had him sign my triple cover of X-Men 136. And what's fun is that I had asked him, I had to pay like an extra $10, but he did a word bubble. This wasn't in the first draft, which is true. And you know what? I would recommend that. If you are getting a free signature already and you want to get something that is a little bit more unique, I mean, Chris Claremont signatures are out there. You can pretty much buy any comic book with a Chris Claremont signature. He's been doing it for freaking decades. He wrote so much X-Men. You may find yourself happier with something more unique and personalized, kind of like the one that I got here. So let's move on to the next comment. This is from Nicole Tembungi 4. Says, ads are really part of the comic book. It fills the remaining pages of the book. So this is in reference to key appearances in comics because of the advertisements. I'm curious to know, Bueller, what are your thoughts on key appearances because of advertisements placed in non-key books?
So you're telling me that the advertisement that features the character should be considered possibly a first appearance?
Or a key appearance of sorts?
I don't think it is. I think ads are just what they are. They're just ads. Even though they're in the book, I don't consider that as a first appearance or a key. I know that there are collectors out there that look for those, but honestly, I don't think the value of those books will mirror the value of the real first appearance books that we're talking about. Like, say, the first appearance of yet Wolverine. Sorry, Ryan, we're talking about it again. But you know what? That's going to hold its value. The advertisement for Wolverine's first appearance isn't going to hold the value that the number one does.
I can see your point there. And you know what? I would largely agree with that. But then this past week, something really interesting happened. I'm going on eBay. I'm looking over past listings because I have a handful of things saved that I'm trying to track. And we had something hit the market. It came and went quick. It sold for a staggering amount. And I'm talking about Batman Almost Got Him.
So yeah, I actually heard about this on your show. It's the Batman Almost Got Him. It's that mini comic with the cassette. Apparently, this predates the first appearance of Harley Quinn.
That's right. Coming out that same year, at least that's what the folklore is. This is a real first appearance. It wasn't sold at comic shops. This was sold at like a Fred Meyer or a Target type of store. And yes, it came with a cassette tape because it was like a read along comic book and it was miniature, but it showcases the comic adaptation of the first appearance in Harley Quinn and Batman Adventures, the series. It's been creeping up in value over the years. We saw this start to spike this past year when more collectors learned about it, but we just saw a recent 9.8 exceed $2,000. That is more than a Batman Adventures 12.
It is more, but honestly, Tom, I look at something like that and it really appeals to like the hardcore collector type thing. To where the other Batman Adventures book, that's going to appeal to a lot broader audience. So if you're not like the hardcore fan that just has to have everything, I don't think it sparks the interest that the regular comics have.
Yeah, it's really dependent of that collector, and I just find it interesting to see the trends and how some collectors feel different over others. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's these prices are seeing records across the board, aren't they not?
They are. It's surprising how much they go for, but man, people love Harley Quinn.
Thanks to Cultra Geek PR, you won the DHP special, the first appearance of Sin City from last week's podcast.
We also have another winner. We have Ruben Guzman. He is the winner of the Undiscovered Country exclusive cover that's only available in the mystery mail call, brought to you by none other than ComicTom101. Congratulations, my friend. You can add it to your collection.
That's right. Our mystery mail call, the link is in the bio to join the community. We are currently taking enrollment for December. We send out a box of comic books to your door every single month. And in every single box that everyone gets, there is a Comic Tom exclusive. And this month's exclusive is courtesy of Scout Comics. It's a homage to Submariner issue number 5, the first appearance of Tiger Shark. We have Metal Shark Bro Bueller. Can you please just enlighten the community on what Metal Shark Bro is about?
So, first off, I love Scout Comics, but Metal Shark is about, it's the a tale as old as time. The shark eats a Satan worshiper, and the shark, it's hard to explain, but the shark then becomes somewhat human, but all the shark wants to do is become a shark, and that's what the book's about, right?
Yeah, it's Metal Shark Bro. If you like stoner comedy, if you like metal and you like sharks, you're gonna enjoy this Comic Tom exclusive. And we also had Nick from Key Collector break some information on the top 10. He surprised me, but he had word that I guess Cartoon Network is looking at this property. No guarantees yet. Wasn't worthy of a key alert. You know, nothing says solidified, but I thought that this was just a really cool comic book. Didn't know there was any news on it until recently. So you may want to secure your copy for that reason, but if not, the story alone is worth getting your copy.